implemented this delete widget, and we exported it. We exposed it with this endpoint where we have to hit it with this delete, passing the ID of the widget that we want to remove. So on the client, what we'll do is that we have a delete button that we added. There it is. And what we're going to try and do is invoke on click. If you clicked on it, right? If you clicked on it, we're going to call this .props.delete widget, right? And we're going to pass the ID of the widget that we want to remove, which is the current widget .id. What's wrong with this click? What's missing? Right, it's missing the closure, right? And that'll be a question on the quiz. So delete widget, right? You can pass the ID that you want to remove. Who's going to handle this? It's going to be handled by the dispatch mapper, right? We're going to have a dispatch mapper. We're going to receive the widget ID that we want to remove, and we need to send a fetch that will do the actual delete, right? And the ID, the URL will look very, very similar to this over here. So I'm going to copy that. This fetch is going to look very, very similar to that. Actually, not with the ID. This will be widget with jets, and this is widget ID. There it is. So let's call this WID over here. But instead of a get, this will be a delete, right? This will come back with a response. The response will be an integer, which we're going to parse as JSON. So that's an integer. So really, we're only getting a status, which we're going to largely ignore. Perhaps we've got a 0, means that we weren't able to delete it. But if we've got a 1, then we were able to delete it. So we need to notify our reducer, right, that the action delete widget occur, and the widget ID that we removed was WID, right? We can then, so we know that we were able to remove it from the remote server. We now have to update our local list in our reducer. So let's go back to the reducer, and we can implement this delete widget action. Over here, we can say, case delete widget, and so we're going to return. So we filter that from the remote array. We need to filter it from our local array, right? So we don't want the so we'll say stay.widgets filter widget, and we will only keep the ones where the widget ID is different than the action dot, what I called it, widget ID. We're only going to keep that one. Yes? All right, so let's try it out. Let's see if this blows up. So we have topic 1, topic 2. So let's maybe create a couple here. Right, and if I click on X, it doesn't work. All right, it blew up. Let's see. Actions may not have an undefined type. Have you misspelled a constant? Let's see. Type, not action. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can remove. Okay, so we can remove it, but to be sure, we have to refresh to see if that works, right? So if we, okay, that seems to work. All right, so there we go. So delete worked.